Alright, so I figured I'd take a quick video of my console progress here before I get too much further along. This right here, like I said before, this is not the final piece. This is just the plug or the shape. Basically the shape that I'm going to use to make the mold from. So basically when you're doing the plug, you can use pretty much any materials you want just to get the shape perfect. The only materials you don't want to use are like polystyrene foam, like styrofoam. Yeah, you got to be careful with your foams because if it's made out of styrene, the fiberglass resin will actually eat away at the styrene. It'll melt. It doesn't even have to come in contact with it. Just the outgassing of the resin can be enough just to make styrofoam shrink. So just something to be aware of. But you can use polyurethane foams, which I used polyurethane foam to make this the plug for this piece. But for this plug, I used MDF. It's pretty much 98% MDF. The rest of it, I used a little bit of plaster here, where these bends are. See right here, this is all wood right here, but for the center panels, I had to actually use plaster to fill that right there too. But basically the side pieces are just MDF, and then these are just MDF panels here. I used a bunch of brackets from the other underside to bolt it all together. Also use plaster to fill any gaps. You want this to be, like liquid tight pretty much. I'm gonna be spraying liquids on this, and I don't want it seeping in the cracks and stuff like that. So it has to be pretty liquid tight. But it's coming out pretty good. Right now I'm waxing it. I'm gonna put probably about 10 coats of wax. With about an hour in between each coat. So over the last few days I've just been doing a few coats here and there. You really want to get a really good layer of wax on here so that it doesn't stick to your gel coat and your fiberglass when you pop it off. This is the exact same construction that I used on the roof piece from some of my earlier videos. The exact same process. Yeah, wax it. I'm going to use PVA, which is this stuff right here. This is a parting film. Basically makes like a barrier, a removable barrier between this and the gel coat that I'm going to spray on it. Basically ensures it doesn't stick. Even if it does stick a little bit, it dissolves in water. So all you have to do is just kind of spray some water in between your mold and your plug, and it dissolves away, and it allows you to free it from the mold that you just made. Yeah, I did bolt this to these pieces of wood here. Yeah, I used a bunch of wood screws, and it's actually attached from the bottom. So this is now, this white piece and this gray plug right here are one piece now. Well, what this is going to allow me to do, it's going to allow me to build up a nice flange on this nice big flat surface here. Whenever you make a fiberglass mold, you want a nice flange that'll allow you to to pry on and stuff like that. Also, it adds a lot of strength. Just having that flange around the whole thing will really add a lot of strength to the mold. And like I said, when you make a piece from this mold, you're going to want something to to pry on and stuff like that without potentially gouging or damaging your piece. So a flange is really important to make. But yeah, that's it. As I've said before, this is this is not the exact shape down here. I kind of exaggerated a little bit. I made it a little bit taller, and I made this a little bit taller up here. This is gonna be kind of a cut to fit type of situation. Yeah, after the first piece is made, I'm gonna get a template for my floor pan, basically get my cut line, That's going to give me the perfect contour to the floor pan. It'll also make this a little bit universal too. You know, if you wanted to put this in, you know, another vehicle that's not an Explorer, say you had a Cherokee or something like that, you know, you wanted to put one of these in, it'll be somewhat universal. You know, you can kind of cut it to fit your floor. So, yeah, try to make it as versatile as possible. Yeah, another reason why I decided to make a fiberglass mold and fiberglass pieces rather than just using, you know, say using this piece is, yeah, you know, I had to use plaster and stuff to get this to, you know, to look right, and it's not exactly, you know, that durable. You know, that wouldn't hold up over time. Whereas when I make the fiberglass mold, it's all one piece. You know, it's not made out of a bunch of panels, you know, with little gaps and stuff that can crack and stuff like that. Also, the second reason is this this console is not much wider than the TV. Just let me go over here real quick. That little TV to the left there, that's the TV for the rear console. And this is, I think this is about a little over 6.5 inches wide, and that TV is not much smaller. So basically, in order to get that little TV to fit in here, with this being, you know, thick pieces of wood, you'd have to route out a lot of this material just to even get it to fit in there. Which is possible. I mean, it's doable, but that's kind of a pain. Yeah, it'd just be easier if this was hollow. You know, if it was only, you know, I mean, you know, less than 1/4 inch thick. It makes it a lot easier to fit that TV in there. This is the same construction that they used, or same method, as the screen used one. The screen used one is not wood; it's hollow. Part of that's because they had to make like 7 of them or something like that. Is how many Explorers they ended up using. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I just got to finish the last few coats of wax. I'm gonna spray the parting film, which is that PVA, through a layer of gel coat, and then a bunch of layers of fiberglass. Pop that off. Yeah, the exact same construction method as the roof. Like I said, you know, when you're making these plugs, you can pretty much use whatever you want. Just be careful of, like, you know, styrene, styrofoam, stuff like that, because those will melt when they get, you know, anywhere near fiberglass resin. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll try to take a couple more videos of when I actually start laying the glass on it. But yeah, hope it was informative.